Welcome to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Once again, a referee in charge, Thomas Taylor, now to give instructions.
On September 13th, 2025, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas was pulsating with excitement rather than merely humming. This was not your typical boxing evening. It was a worldwide spectacle and a cultural event. For the undisputed super middleweight title, Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, will face Terence "Bud" Crawford, the slick Omaha technician.
Amazing, boys. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Months had been spent developing storylines. There were rumors that Canelo had landed a deal for more than $100 million, the highest payout ever for a Mexican athlete on a single night.
First time a Mexican sports figure with a guaranteed purse of at least $100 million. How do you feel about that?
No, you get the number wrong. The contract between us and Canelo more than that.
Turki Al-Sheikh, a Saudi supporter, even acknowledged that the figure was higher than anticipated and referred to it as a historic agreement. Crawford, on the other hand, was burdened with naysayers. Critics asserted that he was past his prime at 37 and that he was too undersized for super middleweight. However, his toned 167.5-pound body made a strong statement. Bud was prepared to take the world by surprise.
167.5 pounds for Terence "Bud" Crawford.
The excitement thickened when the stadium's lights dimmed. Canelo entered his territory like a classic Alvarez, cool-headed and collected like a movie villain. He walked slowly and deliberately, like a creature heading out to prey. Mexican flags flew in the air, the possibility of Canelo reverberating in the atmosphere. Crawford entered a few moments later. He didn't smile at all. His concentration remained unwavering, like a man heading into destiny. His gaze was fixed on the ring. The confidence he exuded while being the underdog was what most impressed the cheering supporters. The audience was divided. For Canelo, half are dressed in red, white, and green, and half are yelling "Bud, Bud." Fans weren't merely observing this rare fight. Even before the first blow was delivered, they were living every second.
I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourself at all times.
Puncher's chance.
When Terence is counterpunching, he's coming out on that.
The bell rung. There was silence across the stadium. With caution, both men opened, observing one another's actions. To convey a message, Canelo planted his feet early and delivered a powerful strike to the body, along with sharp jabs. Refusing to be intimidated, Crawford countered with swift left counters, while remaining composed as ice. When Canelo delivered a crisp hook to the ribs, the audience erupted in cheers. The echoes were so clear.
Oh, comes forward, and Bud Crawford was hurt. And the ruling that
Terence coming in, or when he's waiting, he landed that shot right on the chin. He hurt Terence bad.
Crawford remained unflinching. He never broke his poker face. In order to keep Canelo honest, he took a step back, reset, and then jabbed. It was evident that Canelo was in command by the end of the round. Early.
5'8", but he fights as a longer fighter. And Crawford's landing 30%. He had a 19-10.
Crawford emerged more focused and quickly adjusted in the second round. His footwork improved as he darted in with rapid combinations and circled away from Canelo's power hand. Canelo patiently advanced, launching short hooks and thudding body blows. Crawford, however, kept him guessing with his angles. Then it took place. Bud's counter right hand, which was timed exactly, caught Canelo flush.
Oh, nice jab. We've reached the midpoint as a nice right uppercut when you have a conventional fighter. And there is Canelo dropping with a straight right.
For the first time, the crowd exploded. Alvarez blinked, surprised but not shocked. The crowd screamed in appreciation as he responded by pushing Crawford against the ropes and hitting the body. There was a lot of action as the round came to a close. Canelo's strength versus Bud's accuracy. Canelo had a chance to make a point in this round. He continued to prowl forward, applying his signature pressure to cut off the ring. The crowd trembled with applause when a slashing uppercut made contact.
7, 8, box.
As educated, right. Canelo will have to cut off the ring. He takes the left hand and then comes in and shoved around.
Crawford, however, remained calm. He reminded everyone that he was here to defend him by sliding to the side and firing a clean 1-2 straight down the middle.
Early Florida Mayor on the bell of the dog. All that centering on the relationship of trainer-fighter. That time he came forward and Bud nailed it. Right hook.
26-0, 14. There's a big right hand that drops. Will try to hurt him.
Don't fold. As they leaned in, commentators pointed out that Crawford was unfazed by Canelo's might. His patience and ring IQ were starting to show. By the fourth, Crawford was doing more than simply getting by. He was doing well. He was snapping his jab with authority. He has lightning-fast timing.
Here, another big right hand by Canelo. The right hand lead against the lefty.
Last round from Bud Crawford. That was the signature punch of that second round.
Out there, and also the big guy got tossed out.
They're both exchanging body shots, it seems.
Nell took gas from the crowd and rushed with a looping right, but missed horribly. Crawford immediately gave him a clean counter as punishment. For the first time during the evening, Canelo's expression changed to one of frustration. Fans were aware of it. The underdog was controlling the beat in addition to being in the battle. Fireworks marked the start of the fifth round. With no hesitation, the two warriors exchanged powerful blows as they squared off in the middle of the ring. Canelo went deep and hit Crawford flush with a booming left hook. For a few fleeting seconds, Bud staggered back. As if the tide had changed, fans gasped. Crawford, however, showed tenacity right away. He didn't back down. Instead, he forced Canelo to the back foot by biting down on his mouthpiece and retaliating with a barrage of straight punches.
The response was to hit back, trying to get him to open up so that he can counterpunch him. This is unusual.
Coming in, trying to land the right hand. Change the trajectory.
Chaos broke out in the crowd. A few supporters yelled on Canelo to complete it. Others applauded Crawford's disobedience. The anxiety had increased by the time the bell sounded. Each combatant had experienced the other's strength. No one was able to remain motionless. The fight's rhythm started to veer around the sixth. Poetry in motion was Crawford's footwork. With surgical accuracy, he darted in and out of the ring while slipping shots.
Good uppercut by Alvarez again and then back.
Canelo rushed forward, but his fists lacked their previous sharpness. Ringside analysts discussed what fans were starting to notice in whispers. Canelo appeared to have heavier feet. His usual timing appeared a little slower. Was the Mexican superstar finally succumbing to the passage of time? Crawford, meanwhile, became more confident. His defense was flawless, his combinations were precise, and his jab was razor sharp.
And suddenly we have toe-to-toe here.
See him lay on that left side?
Punching between.
He was no longer merely enduring Canelo's push. The fight was being dictated by him. With a sense of urgency, Canelo came out swinging as the momentum began to wane. Using a barrage of hooks, he penetrated Crawford's body in an attempt to drain the challenger's vitality. The arena erupted in cheers from his devoted supporters with every thump to the ribcage. But Crawford took it all in stride. Bud then unclocked a devastating right punch that snapped Alvarez's head back just as it appeared that Canelo would have him trapped.
Punches and a flush.
With another look at it right here. Terence following him out.
The distinction was becoming more obvious. Crawford was doing more than simply outworking Canelo. With an authority that left no room for question, he was outthinking him and managing the tempo. In the ninth round, Crawford increased the intensity. He kept Canelo off balance and prevented him from anchoring his feet to unleash strong strikes by barraged him with 3- and 4-punch combinations. Canelo lunged wildly in an attempt to deliver the game-changing knockout blow. Crawford, however, was left chasing shadows by his movement. Bud retaliated against Canelo each time he missed by scoring points with stinging replies. The inevitable was alluded to several commentators. Canelo may not be winning this battle.
Here you see a hard jab from Canelo.
Allegiant Stadium exuded an intense, even intolerable intensity. Supporters were aware that history was at stake. With clean hooks that pulled gasps from the audience and flush jabs that pushed Canelo's head back, Crawford controlled the exchanges. Canelo's face, meanwhile, conveyed the tale. His right eye was swollen, he had bruises on his cheek, and his punches lacked the same threat. It seemed as though Crawford was chipping away at a legacy with each passing second.
Free up your hands.
Demonstrating that one of the most feared fighters in boxing could be destroyed by his talent and discipline. There was an underlying feeling of unavoidability. Bud was getting closer to greatness. Canelo, being himself, would not go quietly. He struck with grit, using short hooks to pierce Crawford's torso and remind everyone why he was regarded as one of the greatest body punchers of his period. Crawford, however, was not to be disregarded. After surviving the attack, he stunned Canelo with piercing counterattacks.
To the body from Crawford.
But Canelo now knows what the 41 of the wins for,
causing the audience to gasp. The analysts' voices cracked as they revealed the unimaginable, startled. Crawford is defeating Canelo Alvarez at his own game by outboxing him. Canelo was obviously in need of a knockout by the finish of the round. All Crawford needed was poise. The weight of fate was on the final round. The audience was chanting, yelling, and enjoying every moment as they stood up. Canelo fought valiantly, searching for the blow that would save his life. Urgency blazed in his eyes. He threw everything he had left into his fists. Crawford, however, maintained his composure while slipping, turning, and landing exact replies with surgical precision.
Canelo, 26.
But didn't throw crazy punches. They were incredibly accurate, effective, and clean. He set the tone, corrected errors, and made it obvious that this was his night. Both boxers lifted their arms as the last bell rung. However, their faces were etched with the truth. A man appeared exhausted and discouraged. The other seems to have recently etched his name into the annals of history. As the scorecards were read, the arena became silent. Terence "Bud" Crawford was declared the winner by a unanimous vote.
Been honored by the boxing wins. His power punch, that left hook is deadly.
It was a deafening eruption. Some fans screamed in shock, while others did so in delight. Crawford had deposed Canelo Alvarez in spite of all the odds. With his arms up and tears in his eyes, Crawford leaped into his corner. He had succeeded, demonstrated that he was a formidable fighter who silenced all of his detractors at super middleweight in addition to being a pound-for-pound champion. Wounded but dignified, Canelo gave Crawford a hug. Even in loss, there was no denying the admiration for one another. However, concerns persisted. Would Canelo rise again, or was this the start of his downfall? The story was conveyed by the headlines. A new king is crowned after Crawford astounds Canelo. The instant the judges read the unanimous ruling.
Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over. It's over. We celebrated him on Bud Crawford on top of the world.
Everyone listened to Mike Tyson's prediction. He had made a late U-turn. Crawford voluntarily. However, Tyson wasn't arrogant about it. I told you I wanted Bud to win, and he showed the whole world what greatness looks like, he acknowledged when he spoke to reporters ringside.
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move.
Oscar de la Hoya immediately entered the post-fight discussion. Although he commended Crawford's poise, he made a suggestion that Canelo's once unbreakable mystique might be waning. Bud put up a flawless fight, but let's face it, Canelo has changed over the past 3 or 4 years. That's what was so intriguing about this.